Hey guys, and welcome back to another video on my channel. The day has finally come. Here is my Spider-Man review, and if you really enjoy this, then please make sure to subscribe. These are the first 30 minutes of the game, so if you enjoy it, then make sure to check this game out. It will be all linked down below. So, Marvel's Spider-Man is the next big exclusive game on PlayStation 4. In this installment, Spider-Man is more skilled and powerful than ever before. I had the great opportunity to venture into Peter Parker's newest adventure early, and in fact I've already finished the game and I cannot get enough of it and finally share it with you. The most important part of a Spider-Man game is that the swinging works perfectly. Wherever you jump and wherever you go, your web's perfectly attached to nearby buildings, street lamps, trees and the like. Your webs can attach to every single structure in the game, which ensures seamless swinging from one place to the other. Just swinging through New York City can be a lot of fun because of this. You can swing around corners without losing your web or sticking to buildings. Perfectly timed swings let you increase your speed, length and altitude of the jump. You can even unlock certain skills that allow you to make stunts while swinging, which also gives you some experience points.
Captain Watanabe.
Did you take him down yet?
No. We're at Fisk Tower, but still waiting on the warrant.
Mind if I join in on the fun?
You know how his lawyers are. This one needs to go by the book.
Come on, Yuri. I've been waiting 8 years for this.
You really want to help? Head to Times Square. Sounds like his guys are trying to keep my backup from reaching the scene.
You got it. Almost there.
The customization options in Spider-Man seem to be endless. Let us begin with the suits. There are 22 suits in total that can be unlocked. In order to unlock suits, you have to earn base tokens, challenge tokens, landmark tokens or crime tokens. For most suits, a specific level is also required. You have to do all sorts of side quests to earn those tokens, and although some of them were slightly repetitive, I still think they were worth doing because of the huge amount of unique suits that you can unlock. There is not only the standard Spider-Man suit, but all kinds of suits that differ in shade and shape. On top of that, each suit comes with a specific suit power that can also be changed. There are 17 suit powers in total. When you are in combat, your focus increases. Once your focus is full, you can activate your ultimate power with L3 and R3, giving you a very powerful attack for a short amount of time. One of these attacks, for example, electrifies Spider-Man's hands, which means that you automatically electrify and stun each enemy you hit without having to use the electric web gadget. This is not all of it. You can additionally choose from 23 suit mods and activate 3 of them, which also improve your character and help you in combat. Suit mods can reduce the damage taken, increase your healing, or increase the damage you make. I shortly talked about gadgets. Gadgets are indispensable in combat and make fighting not only easier but also more engaging. There are in total 8 gadgets which either unlock when you progress in the main story or can be unlocked with tokens. The 8 gadgets are the following. Web Shooter, it's a rapid fire web shooter. Impact Web, it's a powerful web blast. The Spider Drone fires an energy blast at enemies. The Electric Web is an electrified web shooter. Web Bomb, it's an explosive that instantly webs enemies. Trip Mine, it's a laser activated web trap. Concussive Blast, it's a pulse of sonic waves. And lastly, the Suspension Matrix, which lifts enemy into the air and lets you fight them more easily. Gadgets are extremely important and helpful when you're in a fight with a huge amount of enemies. Electrifying or stunning one group of enemies while taking care of the rest can make your life much easier. Encountering dozens of enemies that shoot at you at the same time can be extremely difficult, even on lower difficulties. Just like the suits, the gadgets can also be upgraded with tokens to improve duration, the radius or amount of shots of the gadget. Let us finally come to skills. There are 3 skill trees to choose from, being called Innovator, Defender and Web Slinger. The Innovator skill tree comes with 12 new skills, whereas the other 2 come with 11 skills each. Each of these trees comes with sort of 3 unique attacks that build on each other and can be upgraded. Throughout New York, you can do all sorts of quests and challenges. Many of them will be unlocked as you progress in the story. Side quests that I really enjoyed are the research stations. These are abandoned laboratories that shall prevent the citizens from harm. The research stations are always located on rooftops. In these quests, Spider-Man has to swing through air pollution to get samples or distribute vaccines among pigeons or fish to prevent an epidemic. There are a couple of fetching quests which can be quite tedious. All over the map you can find Peter Parker's backpacks, which all include an item that tells a bit more about him and his life as Spider-Man. It would not be New York if there were not any tourists. Insomniac Games tried to incorporate a photo mode and turn it into a gameplay element. Famous places like Times Square or Brooklyn Bridge must be photographed in order to get landmark tokens. I usually did these tasks when I was on my way to the next side or main quest, for example. Just collecting dozens of backpacks would have been a bit too tiring in my opinion. Then there are the Taskmaster Challenges. A mysterious Taskmaster gives Spider-Man special tasks which he has to fulfill in a specific time frame. There are stealth, drone and bomb challenges. In the stealth challenge, you have to stealth kill all enemies without being seen. As soon as you are being seen, you have to start all over again. In a drone challenge, you have to follow a drone all throughout the city. This drone leaves blue balls behind that Spider-Man has to swing through to get more bonus points. Finally, in the bomb challenge, you have to locate 3 or more bombs which you have to destroy before they detonate. If you successfully finish these challenges, you are awarded a bronze, silver or gold medal. In order to get the gold medal, you have to be as smooth, fast and flawless as you can. I have to admit that I did not get a gold medal in each challenge yet, because some of them are just incredibly difficult and hard to master. Lastly, there is a huge amount of outposts, hideouts and camps of enemies that you will encounter in the game. You unlock more of these fighting grounds as you progress in the main story and meet new enemies and their companions. These fighting grounds are always flooded with enemies which all have to be taken out. The enemies spawn in waves. Each wave spawns more enemies that are harder to beat. This is when gadgets are becoming handy. Okay, let us now finally get to the story. This is a spoiler-free review. I do not want to take the joy of experiencing this adventure on your own away from you. Instead of going into too much detail with the story, I want to tell you how the story affected me. Peter Parker is leading a double life. Peter is a normal guy that just finished his thesis, found a job as a research assistant, and he just truly loves and believes in his vision, but his salary isn't the best, which he accepts because he truly believes in the work of his employer. He struggles to pay his rent and eventually loses his flat. Peter Parker's and Spider-Man's lives could not be more different. Spider-Man is a superhero the citizens love and believe in. Among the youth, he is a symbol of justice and power that defends the weak and fights the strong. Whereas we experience great adventures with Spider-Man, we also get to see a vulnerable Peter Parker who is easy to relate with. After 6 months of not having seen each other, he meets with his ex-girlfriend, Mary Jane Watson, called MJ. She works as a reporter who is always present at crime scenes and therefore is also willing to help Spider-Man in his tasks. MJ is not the only one supporting Spider-Man. There is also a police officer called Yuri Watanabe who constantly keeps him aware of crimes within the city. Spider-Man, being the neighborhood hero, works with the police and comes to their aid whenever necessary. It would not be a Spider-Man game without villains. Instead of following a single objective throughout the story, the villains and crimes build on one another. One villain leads to the other, which results in a seemingly endless chain of crimes in New York City. The story is being accompanied by amazing visuals and cinematics, making the story even more expressive. In Marvel's Spider-Man, you cannot make decisions that influence the story, which is not bad in my opinion. Not every single game needs to be that way. The story in Spider-Man is predetermined and perfectly thought through. There were no logical errors or aspects that made me question the story as a whole. Even more so, the story is very unpredictable and will make players gasp in disbelief. There are major plot twists I did not expect but fit perfectly and made the game perfect as a whole. As you can tell, I am highly impressed with Marvel's Spider-Man. Insomniac Games did a great job bringing Spider-Man to life in a world that does not feel empty but alive and challenging. I really like that I got to know more about Peter Parker than just Spider-Man. The only issue I had with the game is that there were quite frequent loading screens. Each time you start a side quest, challenge or task, the map needs to reload so that you can do the quest. I have to admit that I was not used to the number of loading screens anymore. It did not make the game unenjoyable by any means, but they were still noticeable. This, however, is only a minor concern that I noticed. Besides that, I did not have any issues with the game. I was able to play it effortlessly when I just wanted to swing around and collect items such as backpacks. When I wanted a tougher challenge, I just went to the numerous amount of hideouts and fought criminals. Whatever I felt like doing, there was always something or someone that needed my help. With plenty of skills, combat moves and gadgets, Insomniac created a masterpiece that is at the same level as other PlayStation games that release this year, like God of War or Detroit Become Human.
So, should we kiss now? Yeah, maybe later.
Okay guys, thank you so much for watching this whole review. I hope you enjoyed it, and I really hope that you also enjoyed watching the gameplay. So I will stream Spider-Man on Friday, that is the 7th of September when it officially releases. Make sure to watch my stream on Twitch, that is twitch.tv/Sefrika, or just take a look at the link down below. I would really appreciate if you could join me, and yeah, just tell me about this review. What do you think? Did you enjoy what you saw? And do you maybe have any other questions or concerns? I am very willing to answer them for you. So if there is anything you'd like to ask, then make sure to write it down in the comments. I will reply to all comments, and I will try to answer them as perfectly as I can. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate that you took your time to watch this review. As you can tell, I had a lot of fun playing Spider-Man. I just couldn't take my hands off this game, and I can't wait to replay it and just experience this story all over again. Okay guys, this is the end. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate that. Also make sure to watch my other interviews, like my Spyro interview or my other reviews that I've done during Gamescom. Thank you guys so much, and we will see each other in the next one.